Its last startup, Kobod, an online aggregator platform for corporate trainers, got successfully acquired by European consortium. He is an NIT Surat alumnus and alumnus of SB Hyderabad. This session would be incredibly useful for budding entrepreneurs and people who wants to build their career domains related to data analytics, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. With this, I warmly welcome Mr. Ankit to start his session. Welcome, Ankit.
Thank you, Darshan. Thank you for the kind introductions. And hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope everyone is fine. I'm really excited for this session. Hope you all are excited as well. Um I am Ankit Kosh, and I just want to keep this session a bit interactive. Uh, but I have a small presentation. But feel free to either type in your comments or even asking them out loud, because it's not supposed to be a very formal presentation, because entrepreneurship is everything but formal. So the theme of today's presentation is entrepreneurship and analytics, how these two themes are very relevant today and how they both go together. So without further ado, I'll just share my screen. Yes, one second. Yes, I hope everyone can see the presentation. Okay.
Yes, it's visible.
All right. All right. So, entrepreneurship in the era of analytics. And that is the theme for today. So, a bit about myself, as Darshan has rightly pointed out. He's told about what I'm doing right now. But here is a short story about me, because it will give you also a bit of context if you are about to start your journey in entrepreneurship or a career in data science. So I am a mechanical engineer from NIT Surat. I passed out from NIT in 2007. After that, I had two offers, Accenture and Engineers India. I chose Engineers India because it was in my field. I worked there as a design engineer in oil and gas, was posted in Delhi, worked in various refineries across Mangalore, Bhatinda, etc. So till 2013, I was there. Then I did my MBA from ISB Hyderabad. After that, I was in management consulting. Was the deputy general manager of strategy at Lotha Group Mumbai. It's in real estate. Uh, in 2017, I started my entrepreneurship journey. I uh, I started two startups. The first startup, uh, which was into B2B sales funnel management solution, that unfortunately failed. After 1.5 years of hard work, I had to shut that down. My second startup, Kobod, was an aggregator platform for corporate trainers. We had more than 15,000 trainers on our platform, and within a span of 13 months, we grew, and we got acquired by UK-based MNC, multi-billion-dollar firm. And this happened as recently as in February this year. And after that, I was thinking of doing n number of things, but Corona happened to the world. I then thought it's good to join in leadership position in the field of AI ML, where the next transformation is about to happen. So I am the business head for marketing analytics for entire Asia Pacific region in Sears. So that's a bit of my journey, and hope that gives you a broad idea of what it has been like. And there are been certain crazy incidents here which I have not mentioned here. Maybe later in the Q&A session I can take that up. I've done a lot of side experiments also. Uh, but coming back, and feel free to interrupt me in the middle to ask any questions. So the changing face of an entrepreneur. So entrepreneurship is not something which is new. It has been there since centuries ago. There were businessmen and traders, even in Mughal era, even before that. So the faces keep on changing, the stories keep on changing, but the field or the trait of entrepreneurship is what remains constant. And of course, with the changing demands of times, the characteristics of the people who are entrepreneurs also change. And that is why today, in the era of data analytics and big data revolution, entrepreneurship is highly relying on the knowledge of data analytics to succeed. So even though the faces of people change, some things don't change. So back in 1990, there was the internet revolution. So a study conducted by Harvard said did a survey of all the entrepreneurs, failed as well as successful, and this was the result. So where were the 100 of the 500 founders who succeeded got their ideas? So 20% by luck, 5% were because they followed their inner calling for the PC revolution, followed by systematic research scientifically, but maximum almost everyone relied on their previous job experience and did something they already knew about. And that is where where you are, where you work, sort of is a very luck type of a thing which helps you grow. Because if you start to do something from scratch, it becomes tough because you have to build connections, you have to build knowledge. Knowledge also can be built, but connections and network and credibility is something is far tougher to build. So, for if you are a budding entrepreneur, the first priority, there are three things which you have to keep in mind. If you can see in the right hand side, you have your personal goals. Of course, that comes first because you want to achieve something, and that is why you are here. So, in personal goals, of course, you have to take into account the risk, reward, and effort. You have to risk it because at one point you have to leave your job or do something full time, which is easier said than done. You have to put in the effort. I mean, 16 hours, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week is very common. And there is no one to give you sympathy because the entrepreneur's life is a lonely life. Employees don't are not your friends. They can be, but they will not listen to your pains because if you tell them too much, they might leave the company in fear that okay, they have so many problems. Okay, I'll go somewhere more stable. You can't share it with your family because, of course, you want to keep office and personal life separate. Uh, so personal goals have to be highly driven. You have to have high goals because that motivates you to work. Second is, of course, the team's ability to execute. So it depends on which area your startup is in. If you hire the best expertise or bring in the right co-founders, you have a higher probability to succeed. Experience is very important here rather than pure marks or academic credentials. And of course, business should make money rather than reading out this entire page. And I can share it later. Just in old times, there used to be a wisdom that any business first objective is to make money. Now, these days, what has happened is with venture capitalist funding and everything happening, many startups are, of course, not following that old wisdom. But eventually, you have to understand that 2 years down the line in that startup, making money becomes a priority. So, if you have that mindset, then you might go far more than someone who doesn't have that mindset. But in earlier stage of a startup, some handholding is required. You need some money, and the question arises that where do you get the finance from? Do you want it from family, friends, or your own savings? So you have to build a team. You have to hire people. You have to build your technical product. You have to go to market, spend in marketing, sales, hiring, everything, in office fee, rent, etc. So you decide how big a business potential you are targeting by going for funding. Funding is at various stages. Pre-seed stage is the smallest amount of funding you can get, which is typically 1 to 5 lakh. Seed stage is more than that, 5 to 50 lakh. Startup funding or pre-series A, as you might call it, is 1 crore. Then comes series A, or about a million, and then so on and so forth. So if you get one funding at one level in 6 months, again back in the market to take more money for the next round. So it's a cycle. If you are in a startup mentality, but of course, if you're doing a business, then this startup lingo, fundraising, etc., is not relevant. Either ways, you should just know about these things so that your knowledge is there. Whether or not you use it depends on you. Various types of funding, debt and equity funding. Again, don't get into this too much right now. You can always hire good lawyers and CAs to do this for you. But you should know about these terms, what they mean, so that you can talk to them in a very intelligent fashion. Otherwise, you don't want to sound like someone who doesn't know, and people can fool you. An entrepreneur should know a little about everything. So, uh, so so finance is all about numbers. Maintaining a business is all about numbers. So running a business also, just like starting a business is all about numbers, running a business is also the game of numbers. Maintaining the employees, giving them targets to achieve, be it IT or sales or anything, marketing, the number of likes, comments, number of deals, revenues, everything is numbers. Right? Even customers, how much of the deliverables have been delivered, are the customers happy, measuring their happiness by CSAT number. So everything can be quantified, and that's what the industry and the world is going far and faster and faster towards quantifying everything. Nothing is left, vague. Amazon is the biggest example. Every product has its rating, number of people who've rated, and it's so easy to read that you can buy it relying on that rating. So everything is quantified now. Uh, Resources are also, of course, quantified. Money, number of licenses, or hard assets. So running a business is also a game of numbers. Setting up a business is also a game of numbers, and analyzing numbers is the field of analytics. And if you don't know analytics, which is the art of analyzing numbers using software, then you are left behind, because that is how you get control of your business in today's day and age. So all data has moved into the digital world. Everything, even your own time, has moved more and more into the digital world. Uh, you look into your mobile more often. If you're not on your mobile, either you're on your laptop or PC, or watching something on TV, which is again connected to OTT channels like Netflix, etc. So more and more you're not in the real world, but in the digital world. So the trend is very clear: the move away from physical assets, from offices to work from home, restaurants to ordering through apps like Swiggy and all, from universities to online education. And the convergence has been to digital platforms. Real events used to happen in auditoriums pre-corona. Now we are doing these webinars online. Otherwise, I would have done it in a hall with a projector. Real life store which are not replaced by website traffic. People don't go to physical stores; they just order on the websites, and then cash pay is replaced by digital payments. So the entire sales cycle of a business has moved to digital. So there are two types of touch points. One is the physical touch point for everything. Uh, for PR, there was radio, TV, word of mouth. Now this has been replaced by online search advertising, search paid content advertising on Google, Facebook, Twitter. There were physical store branches where you could visit. You can talk to a real broker. Now it is all replaced by mobile app advertisements or website ads. Earlier, there was word of mouth publicity, physical mailings, invoices for customer handholding. Now there are online surveys and email autoresponders, loyalty programs with benefits. So everything is now digital. Companies the world over who are growing are using the power of analytics to do their magic. Spotify analyzes petabytes of data to determine the impact an artist is having, and then promoting that artist. Figuring out how to keep your customer happy by analyzing data. Zulify is a maternity app and food for clothing for ladies. They use data to analyze which cloth material is selling more, and then tying up with those manufacturers to get the control of the supply chain. Ocado is a retail startup which deals with delivering food, and they are using emails to get four times faster response, and delivery. TeamSnap is for team coordination in sports, and they are allocating equipments using online real-time demand supply models. So my urge is for everyone to embrace entrepreneurship and adopt the analytical mindset. These two combination of skill sets can be a deadly combination which can prove very useful. So now I want the next of the session to be an open floor Q&A session. I can answer any questions that you might have. Uh, so I'll just stop presenting.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
very much, Ankit. I'll take a question answer. As you rightly said that for a startup, there are three main aspects. One is vision, the second is team, and the third is economic viability. I also used to tell our students the same, that your vision is the most important thing. If you want to succeed in your life, whatever you are studying, or you are doing a business, or you are doing a particular job, what do you want to do is the main most important thing in the life. So vision is a very crucial thing. We have one question from Param Bhausar. He wants to know more about your startup Kobod.
sure. Thank you, Param, for the question. So, Kobod was an aggregator of corporate trainers. So, just like you order food from Swiggy, you order it in the app and the food is delivered to your home. We had built a platform where we had listed all the corporate trainers' profiles, more than 15,000 across India, and where companies, HR people could book trainers according to their requirement. Let's say there's a requirement for SAP MM module trainer on next Thursday, 3 to 5 p.m. They can browse geolocation, whichever trainer is available, time slot. The price is matching theirs, they can book it by payment, and that trainer would be there on that time and date. So, this entire platform for corporate trainers and trainings for everything from technical trainings to HR trainings to even Excel trainings. So, anything under the sun, it was a platform for trainers. Yeah, thank you, Varun. So
Okay, okay.
I have Kuldeep also asking a question. Okay, eye contact. I'm sorry, I wasn't able to see the camera, but yeah, now I'll
Yeah,
maintain an eye
yeah, yeah,
contact.
yeah. Not an issue. It's okay. Another question is from Pratik Sharma. How are you using data analytics at your startup?
Okay, so that is a one-line question which has a very long answer. But I'll give you an example. So in my, let me talk about my startup about uh, and yeah, how we use analytics even today at Sears, and we help startups adopt technology. So at Kobod, what happened was that we had, of course, a database of trainers. There were a lot of trainers, and you can understand earlier what used to happen was that there used to be brokers, physical brokers used to book trainings. You used to coordinate with company HR heads that, okay, when do you want training? What training do you want? Okay, then I'll write it down. Okay, Excel training, this date, this time. Okay, the client has this budget. Then you used to call trainers. Once we put it all the data, the client themselves can see. They put the first filter. Okay, my budget is only 10,000 per day, then only those trainers will come. Then of course the city location should be, let's say, Bangalore. Then Bangalore trainers within that price range would come who are available on Thursday. Okay, then trainers are also updating their data of availability in their calendar, and the syncing of calendar with the portal is there. So their payment wallets are also integrated, their calendars are also integrated, so the client can see in real time, okay, only 5 trainers are available on Thursday whose price is between 10 to 20,000 per day. Then I will just book on the ratings. Even the ratings of the trainers are there based on clients ratings of past trainings. So the clients will rate just like an Amazon product is there. Trainers will be, okay, I will go for a 4.3 rating trainer. Why will I go for a 3.8 if the difference in price is only 5,000 rupees per day? So for the clients, it was transparency in terms of quality, easiness, because earlier they used to have a lot of long, trainer procurement time was 2 months. Now it was reduced to 5 minutes. And for trainers also, they don't have to go to clients' offices again and again. Sir ji, please, आपको training चाहिए क्या
Yeah.
है? Shamelessly, and they just get demand. So, and if a trainer is good, their rating will be good. So the work will speak for itself rather than, you have to do torturous emails and phone calls and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, that's an example of analytics, of how it can impact business. No amount of motivation can compete with the data analytics, because they're giving you business sitting at home. Otherwise, how much motivation can you go office to office? You will run out of motivation. You have to use the power of analytics. Just
Yeah.
like a runner cannot compete with someone sitting in a car. It's just like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh, okay. One message is from our Harshit sir that he appreciate your presentation and went through your slide, but due to some other meeting, he could not listen to you. So he would again go back to our recording, and he has some question with data analytics. So we'll get back to you for the same.
Sure, sure. I can share the slides, not a problem.
One another question is that Prashant Dodia, what factor failed your Kobo startup?
Okay, so Kobo was the successful startup. Before
Yes.
that, I had another startup which failed, which was Bodable. Uh, and Bodable failed. I mean, I did a lot. We all did a lot of effort, but sometimes, you put your best, it doesn't work. So okay, to answer your question, I'll have to explain what that startup was. So, uh, earlier, so this is also a lesson to you guys what mistakes not to make. So earlier I was not very clear of what the idea was when I started up. It was just that kini karna hai. And I had a vague idea because I had built a tool in the previous company, Lodha Group, which was a knowledge sharing LMS tool. And I thought that वही LMS को cross industry करते हैं, देखेंगे. I mean, it might work. With that, I started building the product. Eventually, what happened? The original idea changed 3-4 times, because first idea when I went for cross company knowledge sharing platform, no one wanted to, pay for it. So I wasted around 4 months building a technical product, but no one wanted to be part of it. So I did not go through the trouble of asking the customer what they want before building a product. That was like a stupid mistake. Wasted a lot of
Yes,
money,
yes.
wasted a lot of money and time and effort. Let's say even after that, I pivoted the idea to something else. Eventually, what happened was that what we were doing was the idea, how it changed from this to that, don't ask me. But what we were doing at Bodable eventually was that just like basically outsourced B2B sales services provision. So the idea was like how WeWork gives you office on rent. You just come to us, pay us monthly, and everything from Wi-Fi to seats to AC and water is taken care. Just like that, you pay us monthly, rent for hiring salesperson. You don't have to hire them permanently. And we have a pool of salespeople and who will do the selling for you. So we did that. We did get customers. That was an improvement, but we never made profits. So we failed in profit, because what happened was that big companies don't hire don't take salespeople on rent. They hire. Only small companies and startup were our customers, and they didn't have the budgets to pay too much, and sometimes their cash flow problem. So they will only take our services for 3 months. So we have to train the sales people for 3 months on a product, and after that change the product to that same guy, and he will say, "What the hell? I just started learning about this product and selling it well and building the connections, and now you're changing products." So in my previous job, I used to sell for 3 years the same product, and I had knowledge of it, and that is why I could do it well. So basically, it was like a vicious circle. So many problems that it failed. So yeah, and I can tell you
हाँ
10 more reasons, but I will not get into that. There are 15, 20 more reasons. I will not get there. Once you start a startup, you'll know that so many things can go wrong.
अ, और अंकित आपने सही बताया कि एक जो पहला जो स्टेप हम लोग गलत रखते हैं कि किसी ने अच्छा स्टार्टअप किया, हमारे अगल बगल में कहीं पे अच्छा स्टार्टअप चल रहा है, कहीं पे अच्छा बिजनेस चल रहा है, तो हम सोचते हैं कि वही स्टार्टअप हम लोग भी क्यों ना कर ले, वही बिजनेस में हम क्यों ना चले जाए। और थैंक्स टू अवर गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी कि अभी बहुत सारे इंक्यूबेटर्स आ गए हैं, गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी सपोर्ट कर रही है। व्हेन वी यूज्ड टू डू आवर स्टार्टअप, हमें ऐसा कोई गाइडेंस करने वाला मिल नहीं रहा था। तो वही है कि हम लोग भी फेल हुए, काफी पैसे भी गंवाए हैं। और आपने जैसे राइटली मेंशन किया कि पहले प्रोडक्ट बना दिया और उसके बाद मार्केट में गए कि भाई हम लोग ने ट्राई किया हमारा प्रोडक्ट फिट करना कस्टमर के अंडर में।
अच्छा।
हमको पहले चाहिए कि हम लोग मार्केट, हमारा जो आइडिया है उसको वैलिडेट करें। तो मेरे पास जो भी स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं आइडिया लेके, काफी स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं फोन पे या फिर मैसेजेस पे, तो मैं उनको पहले यही बताता हूँ कि आइडेंटिफाई हु आर योर प्रोबेबल कस्टमर्स, talk to them और ask them various questions कि ये हमारा आइडिया है, कि ये प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है। तो वो लोग ही आपके प्रोबेबल कस्टमर से आपको वैलिडेट करके देंगे कि नहीं ये प्रोडक्ट आपका चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा,
बिल्कुल।
और उसके बाद आप जाके आगे डेवलपमेंट कर सकते हो।
यस।
तो ये आपने जो पॉइंट बताया बहुत ही क्रुशियल पॉइंट है कि आपको जैसे आइडिया आए तो वो आइडिया प्रोबेबल कस्टमर्स के साथ आपको शेयर करना चाहिए, उनसे फीडबैक लेना चाहिए और उसके बाद प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर वर्क करना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल। इनफैक्ट 3 तरह के लोगों से बात करनी चाहिए। नंबर 1 शुड ऑलवेज बी पोटेंशियल कस्टमर, दैट इज नंबर 1। सेकंड कैन बी अदर मेंटर्स या स्टार्टअप फाउंडर्स जो एक्सपीरियंस्ड हैं, उनके एक्सपीरियंस को यूज करो, बिकॉज दे हैव ट्राइड सो मेनी थिंग्स। सेम मिस्टेक्स खुद क्यों करनी? तो टॉक टू 5-7 अदर फाउंडर्स, बाउंस ऑफ योर आइडियाज। तो एक तो अपने कस्टमर, दूसरे फाउंडर, एंड थर्ड टाइप ऑफ पीपल इज VCs, वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट। बिकॉज इवन आपको फंडिंग नहीं भी चाहिए तो भी उनसे बात करो, बिकॉज दे मीट 10 फाउंडर्स एवरी डे। तो उनका जो ब्रेड्थ है एक्सपोजर का बहुत है, डेप्थ नहीं है उनका। डेप्थ तो एंटरप्रेन्योर का होता है, बट तो ये तीनों के पर्सपेक्टिव को आप ले लोगे, देन चांसेस ऑफ मिस्टेक्स विल रिड्यूस।
और एक पॉइंट मैं ऐड करना चाहूंगा इसके साथ ही, कुछ मैनेजमेंट के थियरीज है जैसे कि पीटर्स 5 फोर्स मॉडल्स, वो भी आपको थोड़ा कंसीडर करना चाहिए। वो क्या होता है कि आप आपके कोई प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर एनालिसिस करते हो कि आप अगर कोई प्रोडक्ट ला रहे हो तो उसके सब्स्टिट्यूट है, अगर आप नहीं कर और उसके जो कस्टमर्स जो है हमारे कस्टमर, उनका बार्गेनिंग पावर क्या है, ये थोड़ा मैनेजमेंट फंडा है, लेकिन इसका जो अगर समझ लेते तो काफी इजी हो जाता है मार्केट में प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करना। ओके, विल मूव टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। देयर आर लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चन राइट नाउ। Another question is from Param Bhausar. How to make such a great network of people, or like how to do you influence people to come and join as a trainer to your network? Because that is a very most of the part legs.
ओके, सो आई गेस थोड़ा क्वेश्चन का मीनिंग क्लियर नहीं है, बट हाउ टू डेवलप अ ग्रेट नेटवर्क ऑफ पीपल
Yes.
व्हाटएवर यू आर डूइंग। ट्रेनर तो इज अ वेरी स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन, बिकॉज किसी को ट्रेनर बनना है नहीं। आई थिंक दिस सेशन इज अबाउट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एंड एनालिटिक्स। सो हाउ टू डेवलप अ ग्रेट नेटवर्क इज, आई मीन, दो तरीके हैं। फर्स्ट इज ऑफ कोर्स फिजिकली मीटिंग पीपल, but that is now gone out of window because after corona everyone is at home. So pre-corona I used to go to conferences. So conferences is a great way, or we paid conferences. Even when I didn't have too much money, I used to invest in conferences, because conference जो paid होती हैं, free वाली नहीं, because free में तो कोई भी आ जाता है। In paid conferences, people who are somebody come, and then you get to meet people and if you're good at talking and your idea is good, those people will remember you. Then you take their cards, call them, add them on LinkedIn, and keep in touch. After that, things can roll from there. So I have gotten so many customers also like that. So now what to do, because physical conferences mein ja nahi pa rahe hain. So just like physical conferences, there are a lot of online events happening. तो वो स्काउट करो अपने अपने एरिया के रेलेवेंट. फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू आर लेट्स से योर स्टार्टअप इज इन सेलिब्रिटी मैनेजमेंट, तो डिजिटल कॉन्फ्रेंसेस अराउंड दैट में जाओ, उसमें अपना प्रेजेंटेशन दो, पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन कॉम्पिटिशंस में जाओ, नेटवर्किंग करो, लिंक्डइन ग्रुप्स में एक्टिव रहो. देयर आर वेरियस एवेन्यूज एंड दैट्स हाउ यू स्टार्ट. एंड वंस यू बिल्ड अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल, then referral से अपने आप वो ऑटोमेटिक हो जाता है. This is just to start. Once you have that थोड़े network of people, then they will refer you. अच्छा ये इसको मैं जानता हूँ, मिल ले. फिर email is enough. But वो email तक आने के लिए ये steps है.
Right. Hope Param, Ankit has solved your query. हाँ, वो उन्होंने वही पूछा था कि टेक्निकल प्रोडक्ट तो बना लेते हैं लेकिन नेटवर्किंग में कुछ लेग हो रहा है.
ओके, तो अच्छा वैसे है तो आई थिंक एक और एडवाइस इसमें मेरा, व्हिच इज वेरी तो वन थिंग इज दैट so single founder companies are there and multiple founder companies are there. I had a single founder company. Fortunately I succeeded, but if I have to advise, I will say always have multiple founders. Don't go alone. It is a very lonely journey because one person is good at technical, other is person can be good in the social aspect of things. So people who does networking is generally an extrovert and likes talking to people, and they can do that 24 hours 7 days a week. So you divide the work. One person should not be everything, because mind is also like that na. One person cannot be good at everything. So divide and conquer. So नेटवर्किंग के लिए अपनी टीम में एक बंदा होना चाहिए को-फाउंडर्स में जो अच्छा हो, एंड देन लीव इट टू दैट पर्सन. डोंट ट्राई टू डू एवरीथिंग योरसेल्फ, और दैट कैन बी यू आल्सो in case you are the extrovert. Generally in a startup co-founders में क्या होता है, CEO होता है, CEO CTO होता है, चीफ टेक्निकल ऑफिसर, एंड इन सम केसेस COO होता है, चीफ ऑपरेशंस ऑफिसर. COO is optional. So if you are the CEO, you have to be extrovert, people-oriented networker. CTO can be an introvert. COO can also be an introvert. It depends. But CEO always has to be the networking kind. वो DNA में होना चाहिए, बोलने का मन, बात लोगों से मिलने का मन, वैसा. Yeah. Next question.
Okay. Another question is from Pratik Sharma. What skills you want in an employee to join your analytics team?
The desire to learn. So analyst team is the question, and so that's the beauty of analytics. Anyone can learn it. So even if someone doesn't have an past experience, they can join at a junior level, and we have the training courses and everything. Put in the hard work, with the guidance, you will develop. The most important thing is motivation and determination. That cannot be replaced. So वो है अगर तो, and of course a basic graduation degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at senior levels, of course, we have conditions. So फिर वो technology specific question हो जाता है. If it's a lateral hire, then फिर आप कौन से domain के हैं? Are you a Python coder, या फिर are you in Google marketing platform expert या Oracle expert? फिर वो हो जाता है. At fresh level, it is easier.
Okay.
Ankit, just want to ask you, what is your opinion and observation about developing a product by a student, but finding someone else to sell and market it? Actually, students used to come to me and they tell me that they have an idea and they have developed such and such product, but they do not want to be an entrepreneur, or they do not have such type of skills to to go to the market and sell it. So, in such case, what is your observations? What should that person has to do?
Then basically you are a CTO looking for a CEO. So, which is great. I mean, in case you are in a situation, you always think of an extreme example. This is how Apple was formed. Like Steve Wozniak was there, he had built something, he found Steve Jobs. So basically, you have to. So there are various portals, various VCs you can write. So there is this founder dating. A friend of mine is 100x the VC fund. They do founders dating, in which they marry chief technical officer to the other CEOs. So if you find the right CEO who is ready to, and if the CEO is excited about your product, then you both can uh, incorporate a company and start a startup together. But if you want to do something else and say, okay, I've built this, someone just take it and sell it, but I will keep on doing a job or I'll keep on doing this, then uh, mostly it will not work, because it needs dedication, hard work, and persistence over a long time for a product to sell in the market. You can't just build it and throw it in and expect it will work. You'll have to also come in full time with someone else, because product will require frequent changes based on feedback of the customer. The let's say the CEO comes back, okay, ये काम नहीं कर रहा है, वो कर दे, वो काम नहीं कर रहा है, ये change करना पड़ा, ये feature add कर, ये subtract कर. तो वो 24 घंटे का काम है. It's not like part time generally. So some dedication is required.
Rightly said, Ankit. In that, I want to add something that if inventor do not want to do his startup and he just want to sell his invention or her invention, then they can go for intellectual property. If their product is eligible for it, and they can give it license or sell the license to the others. That's the only way.
Yeah, I mean वो तो है ही बिल्कुल.
Hmm.
इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी, बट इंडिया में तो सस्ता है, बट बाहर जाओगे बहुत महंगा है. तो इंडिया में तो इफ यू हैव टू रजिस्टर इन स्टार्टअप इंडिया स्कीम, देन तो 10,000 रुपीज ऑल्सो हो जाएगा, बट देन यू हैव टू गो थ्रू द हैसल ऑफ रजिस्टरिंग एज एन एंटिटी. और अगर बाहर जाना है तो 25 लाख से तो शुरू है. और इंडिया के पेटेंट्स की कम वैल्यू है. इफ यू वांट टू रियली सेल, बाहर की ज्यादा वैल्यू है. सो इफ यू हैव 25 लाख लाइंग अराउंड, then patents might work. Like मैंने अपना कोबोत का तो पेटेंट कराया था, but I put that money because वो मेरे लिए वो life and death था. So that kind of commitment is required.
Even for under the SSIP policy, they used to even from Ashine also, we used to get 25,000 for the patent. In that, all the registration fees are also included, and the fees for the patent agent is also included. So it's a good for
Startup
startups.
India scheme में तो 10,000 रुपए में हो जाता है. But that's what I'm trying to say, that patent is one thing, but if the desire to work full time on that product is not there, don't even patent it. वो चलने भी नहीं वाला. वो आपके लिए सिर्फ मेंटल वो है कि हाँ मैंने पेटेंट कराया है, तो बेटर नॉट डू इट, बिकॉज वो डिटर्मिनेशन का कोई वो नहीं है. फुल टाइम आपको मार्केट में होता है तभी वैल्यू है, वरना तो पीपल विल कीप ऑन. वरना व्हाट हैपेंस इज, if you just patent it and forget it, people will look at it, competitors copy your thing and देखेंगे कि फाउंडर तो एक्टिवली कर नहीं रहा है, उनको एक जगह मिल गया तो आपका इजीली कॉपीएबल भी हो जाएगा. और आप चेक नहीं कर रहे हो कि कौन कॉपी कर रहा है, आपके पास एनर्जी नहीं है, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट इमोशनली इन्वेस्टेड इन द आइडिया. यू विल नॉट डिस्प्यूट कि अरे स्टॉप, लीगल नोटिस, वो सब आप करोगे नहीं. तो बेसिकली यू आर रैपिंग योर प्रोडक्ट इन अ गिफ्ट रैपर and giving it to the competition by patenting it.
Right.
I would advise not to in that
Uh,
case.
yeah. Right. The one question is from Prashant Dodia. Is MBA degree must, or we can gain knowledge without degree? If yes, from where for startups?
Yeah, it's not a must. MBA is not a must. MBA is a degree which is good for getting a good job, a higher level of a job. If you are in a job, you'll go to a higher position. For startups, nahin. So MBA is how to be a good servant. Startup is how to be a good owner. So there's a change in mindset. After an MBA, you can become a bigger level of a employee. Startup is becoming an owner, and how good an owner you are will depend how big a company you make. So if you want to learn about startups, either join a startup first, a small scale startup, किसी और startup के लिए काम करो, and then you will understand some part of okay the struggles of it, and then once you get a flavor you can start up on your own. So the best advice is if you want to start up and you're thinking कि MBA करूँ कि क्या करूँ, first don't do MBA. You can join a startup and then do a startup. अगर if you want to do an MBA because you want a safety option, या अगर नहीं चला तो job हो जाए, then do MBA. Depends on what your priority is.
Real life experience is the best experience. That will no course in the world will teach you the same
मेरे
experience.
ISB के MBA का एक वर्ड नहीं काम आया स्टार्टअप में, बस वो डिग्री का वो हो गया कि हाँ चलो फंडिंग के लिए वो, बट एंड में वो आई मीन just do the startup. I mean, why to wait?
Yeah, guys. Any other questions? One question is from Nirsha. How we can develop mindset of entrepreneur? Any book or other source?
Yeah, many books are there. I think one book I'll recommend is Lean Startup by Eric Ries. Let me write. रीस का स्पेलिंग शायद गलत होगा बट देख लेना. Very good book, brilliant book, and it will teach you the mindset of startup and learning from Silicon Valley founders. Very very nice book. I think there are many books, but mindset of an entrepreneur में yes, this another book, 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. वेरी गुड बुक अगेन. तो 0 to 1 का मतलब क्या है कि देयर इज अ माइंडसेट. एक जैसे सेम क्वेश्चन एमबीए वाला कि देयर इज वन टाइप ऑफ माइंडसेट कि एक चीज को मल्टीप्लाई कैसे करना है, 1000 कैसे बनाना है, वो एक माइंडसेट है जो एम्प्लॉय माइंडसेट होता है. बट एक होता है क्रिएटिंग समथिंग फ्रॉम नथिंग, 0 to 1, वो एक अलग ही माइंडसेट होता है. वो स्टार्टअप माइंडसेट है, वो एंटरप्रेन्योर माइंडसेट है. So 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel, वो और Lean Startup, ये दो बुक्स awesome books.
Yeah.
And another source is this Y Combinator का एक free course है. I think you can go and register for it, जिसमें basics cover करता है. If you want to learn, you can buy that course या फिर it's free, I don't remember, but Y Combinator, if you Google it, they have their online course. This is the best VC in the world, and they have distilled their knowledge of other founders कैसे कैसे करते हैं. ये दो तीन चीजें हैं which should help you.
Even Startup India has also one course with upgrade. Startup India upgrade course. It's also good course and a very useful learning material is there in the startups. It's a certificate course free of cost. So startup can also go for it.
Yes.
Another question is from Param. Sir, did your BTech help you in your startup?
No.
Or just read biography of people like Elon Musk?
I think Elon Musk is a good example, but in my case it didn't, because I did BTech in 2007. I started up in 2017, 10 years after that. So in 10 years, my field changed a lot of times, and my idea was also trainer aggregator or mechanical engineering. थोड़ा हाँ, but little bit was linked. Like IXO trainings हम लोग जो register करते थे, all those trainers. So I could talk their language कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में ये स्टील का ग्रेड ये रहेगा सर, आप ये कंपनी समझ नहीं पा रही, आप ट्रेन कर दो. सो समवेयर मतलब आई कैन नॉट पुट इट इन वर्ड्स किस तरह, बट कोऑर्डिनेशन में, ट्रेनर्स को ऑनबोर्ड करने में, क्लाइंट्स से बात करने में, सो इन दैट समवॉट यस, एंड इट हेल्प्स विद द क्लाइंट्स सम ट्रस्ट की ओके मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनीज को बहुत ऑनबोर्ड किया, या ऑल दीज पीएसयूज, इंडियन ऑयल न्यूक्लियर पावर कॉर्पोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया, उनको कन्वर्ट किया. दे यूज्ड टू सी माय प्रोफाइल, नहीं एमबीए ठीक है बट हाँ मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर भी है तो ठीक है, हमारे फील्ड समझता है. सो दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ हेल्प, या सो इट इनडायरेक्टली हेल्प्स, बट डायरेक्टली का पता नहीं.
Right. Any other question? I think there are many questions already covered.
Cool. So if I can ask some people and they can type, so are you
Uh,
all
uh, yeah,
entrepreneurs?
Ankit, they can unmute also themselves and answer your question also.
Awesome.
Okay.
So who all are current entrepreneurs? How many of you guys are entrepreneurs? You can either type +1 here in the chat or say out loud. Or
Uh,
everyone is thinking of becoming an entrepreneur.
Ankit, I just want to tell you we have a Sahil Nare and Nikhil Kumar Gautam. Yes, Nikhil and Gautam is team. Who today they have won the national level hackathon and they secured first rank, all India level.
Wow.
So on behalf of Team Ashine, I want to congratulate both of them. Actually, there were I think 5 or 6 people.
Congratulations. I mean, Sahil, Nikhil, and you're making us proud. Very nice. What was that hackathon about?
So it's a Smart India Hackathon.
Smart?
Smart India Hackathon.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. I mean, awesome. So, what do you guys plan to do after this?
Okay, sir. We built a extension application for preventing cybercrime. So if we want to develop it into a startup, then we have to give report to MHRD for funding and other stuff entering.
Which year are you in?
Currently, we are going to third year.
Into third year. Okay. So, what do you guys want to do? Like, honestly, like
Like,
job,
no, sir. Job not. We both want to do startup only.
startup only. All right. All
Also,
right.
right now we are also working on an edtech startup. Right now.
Okay. What is that about? Tell me.
So it's for like free education at a very low cost. So for those students who cannot afford like high priced education, which usually it is. So,
Online
Like
courses.
yeah, yes, sir. But we don't want to centralize. Like we don't want our teachers to teach on that platform. It's like a decentralized platform for any teacher to teach on that platform and sell their course or make their videos. You can say
Okay.
currently we are improving, working on idea.
Very nice. Okay. Great. I mean, congratulations. Keep up the good work and keep on talking to customers is all I'll say.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, great. Ankit is also our in the list of mentors. So if you anybody wants his help, like idea validation or anything, then he's ready to help you out in that area also.
Yeah.
So any questions?
Cool.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming. It's great to talk to you, and I hope to see some successful entrepreneurs. Okay, just some inspirational stuff. So if you hang around successful entrepreneurs, there's a probability that you also become successful entrepreneur. Like uh, like we after starting up, I was doing full time entrepreneurship, and I somehow exited. So in my circle also, of course, there is 90% failure rate, but if you know many people, you so one person today who is a friend, his startup got sold to Byju's. You might have known, it's in the news. White Hat Junior, Karan Bajaj, the founder and CEO, he's a friend. And only 6 months ago we were talking, क्या हो रहा है पता नहीं ये वो, he was, and he sold it for $300 million, and it's out in the news today. So success story, and we all push each other, motivate each other. अब मेरा benchmark तो और high हो गया. Like I'm like I thought कि मेरा ये है वो है, but 300 million. So and he's saying कि नहीं यार मेरा एक friend है वो 1 billion unicorn बना दिया है, बाइजू ने acquire किया है. So basically it's always an upward climb. Be in the right circles. Don't settle for anything less. Hang out with ambitious people. That's my that's my one और आज ही का न्यूज़ है, like I'm telling something very relevant. आज ही मैं बात कर रहा था, उससे बता रहा था कि यार ये हुआ है. So that should be a motivation for all of you.
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you very much, Ankit, for sharing insight, very useful insight. And with this, I would like to thank all the participants for joining our session. And as you all aware that recently we have launched the Student Associate Program. So please go for its enrollment. And if you have any query, you can contact us anytime. And it's a very useful. You will get learning in different area. So please go for enrollment. And for any query, you can also directly contact to me also. With this, I am ending this session. Thank you very much, Ankit, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
very
me.
much.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Thank you.